guys, welcome back to Campbell's Freedom Farm. You might be curious what tree we're standing under. We are standing under our black walnut tree, and today we are harvesting our green walnuts. So let me take you inside and show you what I'm going to do with these after we pick a few. All right, we have our cutting board and we have all of our black walnuts that we have just picked. So first, I want to say one thing. I'm not into using plastic gloves, but for this you do, because if not, your hands are stained. Not for like just 1 week, but for a few months, to my understanding. We've seen people that have had stained hands for a long time. So I'm going to wear gloves, just because I don't need to go through the holidays with stained hands with all the people we're seeing. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. We're going to cut these while I'm talking. And what's great is with these is black walnut whole it's great for bacterial infections. And it's also could reduce heart disease. And we're just mostly talking about the hulls, not the nut inside itself. And you know what's amazing is it even treats the parasitic worm, excuse the pronunciation, which is infections. I mean, that is a big deal to have that. And also, which was so shocking, it even helps with syphilis and diphtheria. And I know I just butchered that name. I got tongue twisted. You know, and I think even for, you'd have to double check, but I think even for skin issues, you probably couldn't just put it straight on there, but it could be used for many different. People always forget about this. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out any bad parts. Sometimes they're known for having worms in them. If they have any black spots, you have to make sure to check. And man, you can really smell it. I have the black walnut oil. That is amazing. So we're gonna cut these up and then I'll show you the next process.
And this is why you have to watch. Okay, so something that's almost easier is peeling it off like the skin of an avocado. It's a little challenging, but it is simpler than going around and cutting it.
All right, we have our awesome dehydrator here. And if you look here, we have some peppers that I just took off here that dehydrated quite well. So we're gonna go ahead and lay all these walnuts on here. And I'm kind of breaking up some of the big pieces just to help the dehydrator not to work so hard. And I do wanna say one thing, it's kind of funny that this helps to treat the worm that the dog gets, yet they have worms that live in it. It's crazy. Okay, we wanna put one more stack. And one more thing, seriously, be careful with staining your counter, anything. It does stain. I mean, that's why they use it in different products. Helps if you put it the right way. Okay, we'll just continue layering these up. And then all we're gonna do is turn this on and let it sit pretty much for a good overnight almost, I wanna say. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this on, start this, and we'll see you first thing in the morning. Good morning, guys. Well, now it's the next morning, and let's take a look to see how well it went. So we have our blender ready, because we do have to blend these. You could use a coffee blender as well. And actually, this blended up pretty well. I'm hoping that our blender can withstand grinding these up. If not, we just might have to switch to a coffee grinder. So we're gonna start just with this first part and give it a go. And then what's great is we did actually used to buy the black walnut supplements. So on here, we're gonna go ahead and put it all back in here. And I do wanna say one thing is if you are doing this, you usually want a darker container. I prefer the glass, is my preference. They have like the dark brown or the dark blue. That way then it doesn't go bad, because sunlight is really not supposed to hit it. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Take a look for that first part. You can see the smoke coming up. So it's steaming up, but it is going to take a few times for us to do this. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and you can smell it. Actually, now that I'm standing right next to it, it's a strong smell. Well, hopefully my blender doesn't die on me, but I think it looks like perfect for Halloween. So you can see all of it coming up. And I have to admit, at first I didn't think this blender could do it, if we're honest. but then I went ahead and I put them all in and it blended better. I think the coffee grinder, if you have one of those, would be the best. And what I'm noticing so far, it's not staining as much as what I thought. I was worried. I mean, my thumbs are still a little bit stained because it leaked through on the gloves. But once it's just dried, it doesn't seem as bad compared to the green, which does make sense. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try to put this in here. And actually, it made more than what I thought. I thought for this much, I'll just make a little bit. But out of, I think, like 6 that we did, it really made quite a bit. So the great thing with this lid, you can just go like this and just pour it straight in here. You know, I think they even sell like the vegan capsules that you could put them in. I'm not going to go through that work trying to fill them up individually, but this would be an option depending on what you're using it for. I'm not a medical expert, so you have to decide what you're using it for. We're just showing you how to use it, how to make it. Okay, so we're putting all this in. Let me show you if you get close up. It's pretty powdery. It's like those supplements or the green powder that you buy, like the kale, the vegetables that you put into your smoothies or you take them, but instead it's the black walnut whole. All right, so we have this all blended up. It's actually really nice. And you know, online, it can be anywhere for a very cheaper brand, maybe $6, but you're not getting a lot. And I also think it depends on the quality. Are they using chemicals? Is it organic? What's going into it? To almost $30. You could get the liquid form, the powdered, and this was free. I mean, this took not that much effort. Cutting it, okay, the cutting it, you know, if you don't have good gloves, you're gonna get stained. But a dehydrator, what I'm trying to say is it wasn't any work to make this. This was simple, a total of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, cutting them, putting it on here. I'm not calculating this working overnight. And this doesn't use a lot of electric to my understanding. Okay, so maybe a professional could trust that their drying skills are perfect. I'm not a professional at drying these. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these. We got these out of the other packs of any vitamins, like your vitamin C, doesn't matter. Some we clean them, like for my dried herbs, I go ahead and just take it from my sushi packets and I clean them first, and then I put them in with my dried herbs just to prevent anything. If you can prevent things, you might as well do it. So we're gonna go ahead, put this in here, and just close this up, and then we'll go ahead and figure out what we're gonna do with it. Well, please subscribe, like, and share, and let us know if you have black walnuts at your house or if you're interested in learning more about it. Have a great weekend.